What's up, guys? Hey, enjoy the Antonio Brown rant. In about an hour, I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to go back. We're going to watch the Rams and Cowboys game play-by-play. It'll be a live stream with the Cowboy fans. Everybody join in, comments, and we'll break the game down play-by-play and how the situation is, how we lost to the Rams, and what we can do in this offseason and the draft to make things better. So enjoy the Antonio Brown video. I hope you guys like it, and check me out on the live stream in about 1 hour.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Cowboy Crunk coming to you from Kabul, Afghanistan. Had to, get out a little bit of news. As everyone knows, it's old news now. I actually found out last night. I was awake till about 1 or 2 in the morning, and the story was developing already, which was in the afternoon or in the early morning, late evening yesterday, back stateside. So. But the news has been out for a while. I've been kind of reviewing this and thinking about how this is going to work. The Raiders are actually one of the teams I kind of was interested in looking at this year. I mean, just, there's teams you're always interested in watching because of the Gruden thing, and they have so many draft picks. And last year they picked up P.J. Hall, which was a player I was really interested in the draft. So I think they really have just shot themselves in the foot with this Antonio Brown. A fifth and a third, that's a really good pickup. For the production, but you've got to look at the side effects that are gonna tumble along with this. Things are going to happen in the locker room. I really think he's brought himself to a new situation where I don't think the offense is as prolific with the Raiders as it was as the Steelers. I don't think he's going to have the production there at all, which is going to be more upsetting. He was so concerned about his production and his targets and those things. But as you notice, him and Ben Roethlisberger kind of grew apart, but Ben Roethlisberger had no problem getting the ball to J.J. Smith-Schuster. And I think that was one of the problems. Juju Smith-Schuster was actually their MVP for the Steelers, in their in-house accolades awards that they did at the end of the season. And I don't think that sat well with him. And there was other issues, as you guys know. I've got some issues set up here. You guys know there was some rants that he did. I got a couple of videos I want to play. There was actually some off-the-field issues, and I don't want to play these to their entirety. I just want to show you some little clips from them. But I beg you, please, if you have an issue with the way I'm producing this video and putting it out to you, please get on there and just put Antonio Brown rants, tantrums, angry, off-the-field issues, and you'll come up with so many videos. He's very lucky he's not a Dallas Cowboy, because if he was a Dallas Cowboy, he probably would have been suspended. He probably would have had all kinds of things happen to him. And I'm only saying this because once the media gets a hold of things, they really go with it, especially when the Cowboys are involved. If you go to a media a post-game or any kind of media thing with the Cowboys, for every camera that's at a normal football team, the Cowboys had 5 or 6 more. I mean, it's just that way. So luckily he's not going to a team like the Cowboys. There's only one Dallas Cowboys. Salute. But I do want to show you these things, and seriously, these issues, if he had these issues with our team, that's what I'm saying, he would have had numerous suspensions. So I'm going to start it right here with this one here. This one's about a sideline tantrum, and you guys know this one.
Guys to want the ball, but they are 3-1, so it's not like
he's wide open.
The ball to Antonio as much as costing the team altogether. I can see where
Ben Roethlisberger actually on that play threw the ball.
I gotta tell you,
threw the ball to Le'Veon Bell, and it was incomplete, and he was upset. He throws the ball to Le'Veon Bell, and it was incomplete when he was wide open.
And they're lucky right now that their division's a mess. Cleveland's rebuilding. Cincinnati's got their issues. Baltimore is missing their 2 best offensive linemen. Pittsburgh is really fortunate right now. They're playing in a division where they've got better personnel right now.
All right.
I can't quite figure the Steelers out. They just don't feel like they're quite unified. Like the Raiders are another team.
That's okay. I'm going to stop the video there. You guys can check that one out. Also, numerous videos. I don't want, I feel bad playing part of it, but you guys have every option. All of this is on YouTube. There's multiple videos out there. And the thing is, he had so many weapons around him in Pittsburgh, it really benefited him. I don't think he has that in the Raiders, so I think it's going to be frustrating. He's going to be forcing Carr, which is a little bit younger of a quarterback. He's a pretty good quarterback, but he's going to be forced to throw the ball to Bell. He's going to be putting that quarterback in situations where they don't have an offensive line. They don't have a really good running game like they had in Pittsburgh. And it was obvious. When Le'Veon Bell was gone, the other guy came in, Connor, and they did fairly well with him. So, they don't have that in Oakland. So that's an issue there. All right, I'm going to go to the next video. This video is actually concerning an apartment he rented. I never even saw this. This video has 1,100 hits. This is an apartment he was renting. This is just in October 2018, an apartment he destroyed because he had a theft issue in the apartment while he was gone. This right here explains it. Check this one out. Crazy.
And it's always important to remember that with lawsuits,
it's just a lawsuit at this time.
One side of the story, and as of tonight, Antonio Brown and his attorney are not commenting. But a real estate mogul in Miami, Florida, says his 22-month-old son could have been killed by what he described as, quote,
crazy,
out of control and inexcusable behavior.
Antonio Brown blames the security staff at the mansions in Aquilina for allowing a cleaning crew into his $35,000 a month, 4,600 square foot home while he was gone. Brown says $80,000 in cash and a gun were stolen. Security says it was an authorized cleaning, and a confrontation with security.
So he had some things stolen from his property while he was gone. He came back.
Attorney George Minsky represents the landlord and says during the
they said the cleaning crew possibly stole it.
Over the balcony from the 14th floor.
Landing in the unoccupied.
So he was throwing furniture, vases, all kinds of things over into the swimming pool from the 22nd floor.
A large heavy ottoman and other pieces of furniture. Down below, Ophir Sternberg alleges in his suit, his 22-month-old son and the toddler's grandfather
crazy dude.
Near the pool.
The dude's got issues, man.
Sternberg's attorney says in a statement that Brown acted, quote, with blatant disregard to the safety of his neighbors, including small children like the plaintiff.
All right, that's one issue. Here's another one I found, and like he's saying, this is still under investigation. It's still going through the court proceedings, but the apartment, I didn't even finish it. You guys can check that one out. The apartment, he threw the furniture over into the pool area from the 20-something floor. Then actually, the managers and them left. They were going to charge him, call the police or whatever. While they were gone, he destroyed over $100,000 worth of the apartment. Mirrors, walls, scratched the floor up, did a whole bunch of other crazy things because he was pissed at management for letting the cleaning crew in, which was part of the contract, supposedly. But still, it's very obvious he did these things. Whether it was because of the cleaning crew was allowed in or not is really irrelevant. You don't act like that. And the guy just thinks he can act the way he wants. So I'm going to tell you right now, 31 teams avoided a catastrophe, and the Raiders are stuck with it now. And I can guarantee you the reason Pittsburgh let him go for a 5th and a 3rd round is for these reasons right here. Of course, they're aware of all these situations. At the end of this interview, Mike Tomlin made a statement. He says, "I don't know what you're talking about. I have no clue. I have not spoke to Antonio Brown. I don't know what the situation is. I can't answer any questions about it." So it was really actually pretty early. This last incident is with his baby mama drama. Apparently, she just sent him some texts saying, I wish you'd be more involved with the kid. And I'm sure she was doing some things to upset him, piss him off. But for him to say the things he said about her and about the child is completely unbelievable to me. And this is something also I didn't hear anything about. So
Antonio being in his child's life, she posted this screenshot to her IG where he calls her a dumb hoe and spells dumb, D-U-M. Way to go, Antonio. Then says if his son doesn't understand some things, he's going to have to come from around him. Okay,
basically what happened is she sent some tweets to him. No matter what it was, he tweeted back to her or Instagrammed to her. I don't really know what you're going through, but hopefully this can help you. He loves you. This is what she's saying. you know, she's talking about her son. Her son loves you and wants to communicate. You know he has a good heart, but he's like me. He holds things in. And what Antonio Brown tweeted back was, or Instagram back, I'm not saving you, dumb hoe, or that little boy. He's going to have to just, you know, like, get away from me. Both of you guys need to stay the hell away from me. He don't want nothing to do with her or his son. Then he actually posted pictures of his child support, which was like $196,000. I'll play that and they'll say it right here. But he posted pictures of his child support and how much he was paying to let everybody on Instagram see it. And then he actually deleted it, but people had already done the screenshots and everything. So I'll show you that real quick and then we'll move on.
Mind you, his son is only 9 years old. So that's when AB decided to post the receipts of his $197,000 child support payments. Shortly after, he deleted the post, but hello, everyone already has social media and screenshotted it anyway. But really, Antonio, just because you pay your child support, which I'm sure is court-ordered anyway.
Yeah, so basically, just because you pay your child support doesn't mean you're a good father or a good person or a good locker room guy or whatever. So that's my rant on this thing. I'm glad, you know, I unfortunately went to the Raiders. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I was interested in watching the Raiders this year. I'm interested in watching the Browns. I mean, it's not like I'm wanting them to win. I'm a Cowboys fan, you know, true to the heart. But there are certain players I like to watch, certain teams. I was interested in seeing how if Gruden can really make this change in Oakland. It's an interesting situation to me, and I think he really just made a big mistake in pulling Antonio Brown there. You know, to me, there's a lot of young players on that team. He has a lot of draft picks that need a good influence, especially in the locker room. He's a hard-ass worker. He's the hardest worker on the field and in the locker room and in the weight room and all. Excuse me, not the locker room, but another thing, in the locker room, right after a loss, if you guys remember, Tomlin was giving a speech. He was talking about the loss and the problems, you know, of the game. And if you guys recall, Antonio Brown was on Twitter or Instagram around the corner on his phone, you know, sending tweets and playing around on his phone. And it was so silent when Tomlin stopped yelling, he could hear Antonio Brown laughing and talking on his phone. He had to stop the meeting, go around the corner, get Antonio Brown off of his phone, and start the meeting back up. So it's crazy the stuff the guy does. And the Raiders, unfortunately, I think, are going to feel the wrath of pulling this guy onto their team. And actually paying him too much as well. They didn't give up a lot for him as far as talent goes, but the talent is going to be diminished. You know, all the polish that he does on the field, it's gone when you know tarnish it with shit off the field and a horrible locker room mentality. And you know, you cannot fix a quarterback's problems by yelling at him, getting in his face. You know, it just doesn't work. So I don't think things will be. You can't fix a quarterback's problems by throwing a fit, throwing a temper tantrum. It doesn't help the quarterback. So we'll see, guys. That's my spiel on Antonio Brown. Of course, he was not a good fit for the Cowboys at all. Or anyways, I mean, but I know a lot of the Cowboy fans are talking about the selection of him going for a third and a fifth, and Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper turned our season around. He actually. He answered a lot of questions for our team this year that we needed answered. We were really in disarray at 3-5. Bringing Amari Cooper in turned our team around. It showed that our line wasn't as bad as we thought it was. It showed that Dak could get the ball up the field if he needed to. He just needed, you know, a guy that could get open. So to compare the Antonio Brown and the Amari Cooper trade, it is completely different. First round was well worth what we got. We got a half a season out of Amari Cooper, and we figured out a lot of problems with our team were just adjustments we needed to make. So we'll see, guys. Enjoy the video, Cowboy fans. Enjoy the video, Steeler fans and Raider fans. I'll get with you later. If you don't enjoy the video today, you'll enjoy it about 8 months from now when the season starts. Take care, guys. Cowboy Crunk out. Salute. Drink and be merry, guys. Football season's just around the corner.